So good afternoon, everyone. It's officially the afternoon. My name is Maia and
My name is Olivier.
We're very happy to be with you today for our third Facebook Live session on behalf of Career Advising and Transition Services at the School of Continuing Studies. Last time we connected was on September 14th. We covered three different topics. We talked about going back to school. We really highlighted that it's much more of going forward to professional development. The second element we discussed were career changes. Some of you were wondering, how do you ensure clarity and confidence in your career change? Well, we talked about the fact that clarity really leads to confidence. Confidence doesn't fall from the sky, and clarity happens where information meets introspection. So we highlighted some of those elements last time. The third thing we talked about was your international experience. We echoed and defended and validated the relevance and transferability of your international experience as your competitive advantage. But, and there was a little caveat there, provided you know how to articulate that relevance. Today, and this is actually quite related to those topics as well, we're covering a major one. We're going to tackle overqualification with you. This is October 26th. We're well in the month of October, and this is a gorgeous fall. And our focus for fall is overqualification. Three sub-elements of that. The first one being at the CV stage, at the moment when you are just submitting your candidacy. Then once Olivier talks to you a little bit about that, we're going to talk about at the interview stage. Once you've gotten through the initial application process and you are faced with the overqualification question at the interview. And then thirdly, we do want to caution you against the same perception of risk, perception of overqualification when you're already on the job.
All right, so let's talk about overqualification from the CV stage. I'm sure that everybody is asking themselves, what can I do so I make sure that my resume is being picked up? Well, first, does your CV has the keywords that the employers are looking for, right? I'm not sure if you guys ever take the time to take a job posting, take 5 minutes, highlight the keywords, highlight the requirement, the assets that the applications, that the descriptions shows. Once you highlight that, make sure that it reflects on your CV. Your CV, your cover letter should have those keywords. Therefore, when the employer is looking to ATS for a keyword, well, your resume get picked up. That's one thing you should do to increase your chances. Also, if you have a LinkedIn page and you are looking, for example, for accounting jobs, your resume, your LinkedIn profile should have those keywords: financial statement, reconciliations,
accounts receivable,
payable,
yeah,
right?
Sure,
Tax and auditing. Make sure that you have those keywords so when they as soon as they're looking for an accountant, your resume is picked up. All right, come up. Second question that we often see is, should I remove experience or education from my resume? Right? We often receive these questions because we do have a lot of professionals through the School of Continuing Studies with years of experience. Well, the answer is it's not.
Well, it depends.
It depends.
Essentially, it depends.
It depends. Let's take, for example, Rasha with over 10 years of experience in event management. Today, she is completing a diploma in HR at McGill. Therefore, if she's applying for an HR position, a junior HR, her education at McGill satisfied the requirement for that position. Therefore, she shouldn't position herself as a manager in event management, right? So if the position you're applying for, it's a junior position, then you should focus like your experience in HR, in event management, and in administrative roles, in addition with your diploma at McGill, that should be the focus of your resume. And once you and lastly, once you make sure that you add the keywords on your resume, you also target your resume towards the position that you're applying for. Like we just mentioned, if you're applying for an accounting job, you make sure that you have those keywords, right? The third element is you need to go to networking events, right? So if We know that 20% of the jobs are posted. Therefore, you should not spend all your time applying online. You should do informational interviews. You should be more visible on LinkedIn. We have the recruiter series that we organize. You should come and meet employers and meet former students. We also have a brunch this Saturday, a networking brunch. Come and meet the people that maybe they wouldn't have the opportunity to have your CV, but through those events, then you get to speak with them.
Precisely. And actually, to echo Olivier's points, the 3 points that he was just making, the keywords that will mirror the job posting will articulate to the employer that you're offering the solution to their need. Right? This is the whole, the point of really highlighting accounting as opposed to management, or to highlighting your experience in sourcing as opposed to your procurement overall kind of background. What you want to demonstrate is that you're offering the exact solution to a need. Olivier has this great analogy that he uses with potatoes. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Well, exactly. Well, if they're like, to go back to when I was speaking about filtering your resume or targeting, if they're asking you for potatoes, right, don't tell them you have broccoli and carrots. Tell them first you have the potatoes and the carrots and the broccoli. So you put that together, then you have a great soup of experience.
So, and then to add to that, of course, which is also where you guys are going to filter. I have my little food analogy of my own. If you go to a supermarket and you say, I would like some yogurt, and my response to you is, sure, we have all these dairy products. We have, we have the milk and the cream and the sour cream and all of these other different things. We also have a great fresh produce aisle. Well, you're thinking, okay, thank you, Maya, but that's really not what I was asking you for. And now I'm thinking you're going to oversell me things and you're going to cost too much. So instead of that, I'd rather go for someone who will offer me yogurt first, hence the targeting and filtering point. It doesn't mean that the rest of the produce and items you are not having on sale. It just means that right now I'm telling you this is what I need. So offer me exactly that, and let the rest of it be a bonus once you've already gotten my attention. All right? And so to that third element of networking, exactly for the same reason. You want to capture people's attention so that you can explain to them, not only can you do the job, you want to do the job. So that brings me to our second point when it comes to interviews. Now, if you've gotten through to the interview stage, congratulations. This means that there's an assumption that you can do the job. But the interview is aimed at 3 different things: ability, motivation, and fit. I am assuming ability because I am inviting you into the interview. Reassure me. Tell me that you can indeed do the job, but also understand that the purpose of the phone or the in-person interview stage is for you to articulate to me that you are also motivated. You want this job. This is really where the overqualification questions become, where that question becomes much more than just the perception of risk because you happen to know more. I am not concerned with you knowing more. I am not concerned with you learning faster. That is not at all my concern. What I'm concerned, and hello to everyone who's joining us, thank you for being here. What I am concerned about, and I'm going to just talk about 3 different things. If I'm asking you the overqualification question at the interview, I might be worried about retention. This is a real concern for employers. If I'm bringing you in, and I'm thinking you're only here for the stepping stone. You will only be here for a couple of months until something else comes up. Be careful with that. That is a normal concern for an employer. If I'm investing time, money, energy for myself, for our bottom line, but also for your coworkers to bring you on board, I want there to be a return on that investment. And if I'm thinking that you're going to be leaving in 2-3 months, I'm not going to invest that initial energy. So if you are listening to me going, Maya, I'm not planning on going anywhere, say that. Say that exactly at your interview. Thank you for recognizing the experience and the skill sets that I'm bringing to the table. Thank you for the trust you place in my candidacy. Let me reassure you I'm not going anywhere. And that same logic should apply to the second possible risk that they're perceiving, which is salary. If I'm thinking that you are a procurement manager and I can only afford, quote unquote, If I'm just thinking now of examples, we have a logistics agent, or I can only afford a sourcing specialist. Well, I'm thinking you're not going to be satisfied with the salary that I'm providing for you. So again, confront the question behind the question. I understand the salary range for this role. I understand the market value. I am comfortable with this for this and these many reasons. You do not have to worry about my attitude, the retention, or the affordability, so to speak. So that brings me to the third element of attitude. I will also, as an employer, not risk bringing someone in who might be arrogant toward his or her coworkers because they've been there, done that. They know how this all works. They will learn faster. They will operate faster. They will tell other people how to do their job. I will simply not do it. So overqualified is just as risky for me as underqualified. Again, if you're thinking, Maya, you are sort of shooting in the dark here, and that is not at all my situation. Wonderful. Tell them that. Understand that the overqualification question is a real perception of risk, either about retention or about salary or about the attitude. Tell them that you have a lot to learn and that you're looking forward to contributing in the long term. So that is our sort of final segue into the third element. We just want to add a little comment to that. The same combination of confidence and humility that you are demonstrating at the interview stage should be the soundtrack to your performance on the job, your first few months on the job. Yes, you have lots to contribute, and yes, you will probably learn faster than some of your peers or your predecessors, because chances are you've been exposed to other things, and the experience and skill sets you're bringing to the table will make you perhaps a better performer, a faster contributor. Be careful about the attitude of, I've been there, done that. Don't start the job by telling people you also know how to do theirs. Don't do that. You've promised something at the interview stage. You've promised that you will focus on the task at hand, you are grateful for the opportunity, and that they have nothing to worry about. Prove it. Your first focus, your priority should be learning the environment, establishing friendly relationships with your coworkers until there is enough of an element of trust and you've demonstrated enough of your mastery of the job at hand that you can then start demonstrating how you can also optimize and innovate in the leadership potential that you're bringing to the table. So initiative is a wonderful thing, but not in week one, right? Your goal, if you feel that you will be perceived as overqualified, is to reassure people about your attitude. So later on, you can then introduce the value add of your overqualification once it becomes a bonus and not a threat.
Well, on that note, if you guys, I'll welcome you guys to come and meet us, right, to individual sessions. We can cover the keywords that need to be in your resume. Then we can help you with targeting your resume or filtering it to help you get the position that you're looking for. And we do have we could make activities here. The networking events, we can help you with that as well. So please feel free to come see us. Look to the page. We are going to post our information. You can send us a message. We can meet you one-on-one to assess how we can help you. And
actually, in fact, even if you're watching this after the fact and you have other questions that are coming up, and you can just add them into the same feed, okay? They will get to us, we will address them. On our end, the next Facebook Live will take place in 6 weeks again in a pre-holiday run focused on networking. But until then, we also hope you'll join us for the open house. So the School of Continuing Studies is having an open house information session this Sunday, October 29th, from 1 to 2 p.m. At the campus downtown, but not in our building, in the Leacock building, Leacock 232. So if you're interested in finding out more about other programs offered at the school and also the student support services that are there throughout your learner journey, make sure that you join us there as well. We're just going to take a moment to see if there are any other questions that have come in.
There's no questions. Well,
okay.
Ben, I'm guessing that is Badir. Looking forward to see you Saturday at the event.
And you now have lots of witnesses. So on that note, thank you again and always for making us part of your days and your weeks, and we do hope that we'll see you very soon.
Thank you.